Okay. So in previous session we talked about knowing the file type. Correct. Now let us say, let me check whether I do have some JPEG. Okay. Yeah. Dash LTR. So we have some files with say PNG. Hmm? We don't have JPEG, but let us say PNG. So we used a command yesterday called file. Correct. Now with file command, what we wrote was, when we wrote man file, it says determine file type. So it would be telling us what is the file type. So we tried this file type for our executable, okay, as well as the object code. So say for example controller file. So we wrote for .c, controller file. We wrote it for .s, controller file. We wrote it for object code 2. Correct. And like with respect to each of the type, okay, depending on, as I deleted some of them, so maybe we used it. So if respective to the file type is available, ultimately it will be telling us what is the type of the file. Now, how exactly it might be identifying these file types? Correct. What is the description that we see here? Say for example, as in a.out is there. Yeah. So it showed us this. Correct. On what basis it shows this? So if you recall, while we were in school, so we used to like have separate notebook for every course. Correct? Am I right? Now you are having only one notebook for all courses, or maybe only one page is sufficient for a complete day for all sessions. Correct? It depends, like how exactly, what kind of encrypted text that individual is writing on notebook, what is called as notes or the pages. Now, how will you differentiate the notebooks? What generally you do? Or how you differentiate that, like, okay, this notebook is mine, this notebook is of my friends. How the differentiation is made? We talked about it yesterday, like our differentiation may depend on roll number, PAN number, and so on, correct? So different identity would be there, respectively. So similarly, every file has a number associated which differentiates it with other files. So when I say differentiate file, I mean to say file type. Whatever the file type that file is from, the file type would be differentiated from the other file by identifying a number, and that number is called as magic number. Correct. So this magic number is an important part of every file. Now, if like I was talking about an example of a notebook or a book, correct? So at the top, maybe like first page of notebook used to contain our name, subject name, and so on. And if you recall, even we used to make use of different techniques. Okay, let me show you what kind of, like, one technique that we always used to have. Correct. So it would be like something like this. So you used to write your name on that part, correct? Or on that on this particular part, you used to write the subject title, correct? So this always used to be a kind of mechanism for you, rather to differentiate the thing. So that is kind of identity. Similarly, as I said, every file will be having an identity. Now, how I know file types? How I know that magic number? So, for example, let us check this. So I have a command to introduce to you called as readelf. What this readelf command does, this readelf command works with displaying the information about the elf file. Now we are most interested right now in today's session with this E. Correct. So let us try to see if we can get it. Otherwise we will move to some other part. Okay. Some other part I mean to say some other file type. So if I go up, okay, so let us see. So you can see that this is a number associated which differentiates that file. 7 of 4, 5, 4, C, 4, 6, 0, 1, 0, 1, and so on. This is a representation by every executable which is of type ELF on Linux operating system will have this magic number. Even your object code will have somewhat similar, but not exactly same, because object code is not executable. And executable, probably you may call as object code, but it is not object code that way per se. It is an executable program. Object code cannot be executed directly. So if I have to get this magic number for a dot out, I definitely can get this. So what exactly that file command is doing is, file command is verifying or opening this file, whatever file that you give as an input. It tries to check first part of it, and every file would be containing part of it, like it's a header. Now recall, in our practical notebooks we used to have sections, correct, or index used to be there, or even books. You pick any standard book, there is an index, page wise information is written, correct. This particular topic can be seen on this particular page and so on. So we need that is kind of addressing. They are addresses, okay, of the individual page. But now how will you identify that this book is of which type? So you must have seen rather even, like every book contains some ISBN number, correct? Or some barcode kind of picture is shown there. You must have seen that. So yes, that is the mechanism by which it is going to differentiate that part. Now, if at all I have to implement my own file command, what I need to do? Okay, now we were talking about that image files. So let me go to that particular directory. So if I write now file, so let us take a screenshot 2020 07 02 16 24 25 .png. So if I take this, it tells me that it is a PNG image data. Its details are also picked. So how exactly it picked it? It is basically from the contents. Correct. Whatever file type we picked as a parameter, it is checking the header of the file and it is getting this data. Like what we did was for an ELF file, we used this command, correct? readelf -e and a.o. So that time we got to know huge information about that file, correct? So for example, it is telling us that this is a magic number. Class of that file is ELF32. Data is stored in two's complement method. Okay. Then operating system or application binary interface ABI. Okay.
मस्त मग काहीच नाही चव बिळ आली जेवलो दुपारी मग आम्ही तिकडे जेवलो ना आम्ही डबा पाठवायचा आम्ही भाऊ म्हणतात की भाऊ ते जेवढं मीठ ते जेवणात मीठ आहे
Hello, your mic is on. Hello, hello Deshmukh. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so like this kind of information is added in header. Similarly, when we wrote this file command for that screenshot file, we got to know that it is a PNG image data. PNG image data. The resolution is this one. The number of colors is 8-bit color. Okay, non-interlaced. Some information about that file is displayed here. So let us see. Like if I go to pictures, so we are seeing all maybe PNGs. Yeah, we have zip also, correct? 1.zip. So let us check this one. File, screenshot 0824. Okay, 2020 0824. Yeah, I will let you know. Wait for a while. Vishesh, wait for a while. Correct. So if I take this, so it tells me zip. Like I tried getting type of this file, so it tells me it is zip archive data. At least like it tells version 2.02 extract. You will require this version. So for every file type, this would be done. So what happens is whenever you talk about a file, Now, before a while I was talking about your practical file. In bachelor's, you must have prepared your practical files, correct? So on file front page, like the cover, you always used to put your name. That is identity of the file, correct? Then you used to tell, okay, for which subject it is, correct? So that means what we call this as header. Every file has a header. Now recall in Windows rather Explorer, when you used to see MP3 files, you must have seen details about the maybe singer, okay, maybe album name and so on. Have you seen that in MP3 files? Okay, now you display through Windows Explorer. That information is picked from the file header. Now what happens is, how do I open that file? So if I try to open this PNG file would be opened as an image. How can I see what is the magic number of this? Okay, so let me go to a browser and let me show you. Let me go to your favorite magic number of various file types. Okay, so these are the different magic. So I will add this link into our comment window so that you also can check this. Correct? You can open this link on your laptop, desktop, whatever you have. So for every file, it is there. So what exactly it is to be done? If I have to open a file and check what is the type of the file. So in simple words, I am saying, can you implement your own file command? You understood what I said? What I am asking you to design? I am asking you to create a program which is simulator or which is copy of file command. Okay, when I say copy, I don't mean exact copy. You write your own. Correct? It should display me what is the file type. So what exactly you have to do? You have to read the file. Correct? You have to read the file, and this text is to be displayed depending upon the magic number. This text would be in your printf statement. Correct? This text would be added in your printf statement. So when your user fires this, suppose Malik Vishesh is writing his own code. So we will say Vishesh and file name would be there. So it will display file name here. Okay. Then colon. Then vector like to show that this is implemented by Malik. Okay, so we will say Malik's file type colon again, and then he will display this printf statement. Correct. So this text is to be displayed by us. So we will require one table. Okay. Now if you see this, you have DBMS codes. Correct. So can we say this is a table? This is a description of that file. Correct. Extension is this one. Magic number is this one. Now what if I change file extension? Suppose let me go to a file again. So let us create a copy of a file. So 202103 31 41 56, and I am saying l.jpg. Okay, so if I go and check, last file is l.jpg. So if I write file l.jpg, so it should have said this now. This is JPEG file. Now this is one understanding that we always keep in mind. How the files are differentiated. So we roughly on top of the things that we can say file is differentiated with respect to the data that they contain. But some people may say sometimes like the file is differentiated by considering extension of the file. What is the extension used? But extension is only the name given by the code, by your program, by you. It is for you, it is created by you. Correct? For simplicity, it is given the extension. But the extension doesn't really differentiate two files. Now, if I have to differentiate two files, then what I need to do is I need to check what is the magic number. So if I try to now readelf will not give me magic number for this l.jpg. or the PNG file, because readelf would be displaying only magic number. Let us go to, say, for example, our code back. So readelf dash e, and we said a dot out. Correct. So we got this. So let us take dot c dash ltr. So we wrote this code yesterday, sir. So let me create this dash c. So 21 means I want to create an object code. So that's why I am using dash c. So if I see now in bottom, I can see that there is a file generated. Okay, so let me use readelf dash e 210601.o. Now see, contents are different now. Now try to see what is the magic number. So I will write this magic number. I will copy this magic code. Okay, so I forgot one thing. I should have written M32. Okay, now let us see this magic number. Magic number for this file. Sorry, where we are? Yeah, this one. So this is for object code. So if I copy this, then I can see that sorry, I made a mistake. So let me go to again back to the command output so that I can copy the contents. 1 minute. Yeah. So this is object code. So we will copy this. Okay, and I will paste it into chat window so that you all can see this is a magic number for an object code. And now let me take magic number for an a dot out. So magic number for a dot out would be, let us go again above. Correct. So this is magic number of executable. Now, sorry, I press Control C. My bad. Yeah. So you can check 7F454C4C010101 and so on. So can you see any difference there with both? Check it at your side. So whether can you see any difference with both the things? Yes or no? See the chat window. I have added both the magic numbers for a dot out and that dot o code. So do we see any difference with that magic number? Maybe not. Correct?
No, sir.
No. Then how exactly it might be differentiating further? Now even haven't you thought about this? Like for example, when if I say that this is my shell of operating system, if I type something here, it will respond to me. Command not found. Now where exactly this message is stored? How exactly it identifies that this is not available, and when I write dot slash dot out, it executes. That means what? This should be stored somewhere. Okay, which I am going to pick. So when it is picked, I need to find out what exactly it is. Correct? Whether it is executable, whether it is object code or so on. I really don't know. So that program should be able to check whether it is executable. If it is executable, then which is the first line to be executed. So address should be pointed to the instruction which is to be executed at that time. Correct. So these all adjustments need to be done by your loader. Okay, loader which loads your executable into memory. Executable code will be picked and loaded into memory. And so, like if I have, if at all I have to implement my own file command, I need to open a file in binary mode. So your target for today to find out information about how to read a file in binary mode. correct? So it, like, see, if can I open a .jpeg or like, okay, with assumption, how many of you are not aware of C compiler? I think everybody used it, correct? Everybody used it. So you must have used a statement called fopen. Have you used fopen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What does fopen does? Fopen is used to open a file, correct?
Yes.
So we have to make use of it, and you have to see that how can you read the file. If I try to read a text file using fopen, it is very easy for me to read the statements from the file using fread or fscanf. Correct. But if I have to open this file which is a JPEG, and if I have to read contents of it, how do I read it? Because I am not a image editor. My program is not going to image editor. If it is image editor, then it will open that file in a image form. The way that we double click a file and open that. Correct. So what should I do then? If I have to open a file, if I have to read a file in a binary mode, there only I can find out this data of magic number, and you already have now information about magic numbers here. These all are magic numbers of most of the known files. Most of the known files. At least let us try for 3-4. Say for example JPEG, then MP3, okay, then maybe MAV, okay, or MP4. Try to give these files as input and then see whether are you able to really get that information. So your target is you have to display in printer, like you take 7 days, 8 days, whatever, but you have to write your own file command. So this is your first assignment. Understood what is to be done? To implement a file command, you need to understand how to open a file in binary mode, or let me put it another way, how to read a file which is available in binary. So you have to read it in a binary mode, and then you have to compare that code here, like this code and that code will be, so you will have a data structure created which will contain these columns. So probably 3 columns. So you may have this other file. So you will try to compare that through index as per your choice. So it could be a database file even. You can search into data, it could be a table. Table is containing these 3 columns. So you are going to compare magic number, one column, when it matches, you are going to go with description. Or maybe you can do this, you can try to match extension and then see the magic number. If both of them are matching, then you display this description. Right, so I am leaving this part on you, how exactly to store information about the extension, the magic number and the description. It is your role. You can add your name, for example, Nitin Patil, Adobe Illustrator, Nitin Patil, Bitmap Graphic. So you can add your roll number or name there. But try to write this code using language of your choice, whichever language which permits you to really read a file in binary mode, use that language. Understood the assignment? Any question with the assignment now? Yes, please. Any question with the assignment? Vishesh?
So there must be some predefined structure for a file. Like if we are reading a PPM format of image, then there must be first magic number, then second one
Correct.
would be
Header. Header is always there. Every file contains a header. So first part of file always is going to be header. So you have to search for first part only, like some number of bytes.
So sir, is it necessary to convert the file into binary form?
No. You have not to convert. You have to open that file in binary mode. Okay. See, you cannot directly read a JPEG file. Can you read JPEG file using FRead or FScanf? You may not be able to, probably. So what is the mechanism which may permit you to open a file in binary mode? That's what the thing that you have to find out. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Don't convert any file in binary. Please note this. What is to be done? You have to learn how to read a file in binary mode. and that will help you out to understand this exactly. Correct. So today's date is 22nd, na?
22. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have 8 days. That 30th night, 11:59 p.m. you should be able to write your own code. See, like you can discuss together, write, submit the same code, but that may not serve the purpose of this assignment. I want you to try. See, it is not necessary that everyone should be successful, but at least you should try. Don't try to copy it, because one program you will copy, later again new program should be there. Okay, how many times you are going to copy it? Correct. So it is important. So I will add assignment there. So what is to be done? You have to create your own file command. Okay. You have to add your name or roll number in that printf statement while it displays the description. Is that fine? Understood the assignment? I will add the assignment statement on Moodle 2. Yes, any question? Devesh, understood the thing? Tambe?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So can we read any kind of file?
You have to, sorry?
So can we read any kind of file?
Yes, that's how file command is implemented. Na? See, it can read any file. So like for example, let us, let me download some Google, sorry. Google.com, okay, and say University of Pune. So we'll go to images. Okay, let us open this. Let us save this. Save image as. So it is displaying JPEG. Huh? So let us take it at home. So it is uni. Okay, now let us go to our file command. File. So you may see it displays it, correct? JPEG image data, JPEG standard 1.01 and so on. So let us take JPG. So we'll try to see JPG image. Okay, so let me take this. Hopefully this would be JPG. Yeah. So again, save. So we have the JPG command, JPG file now. So file to क्या था? ls-ltr. Yeah. File 1200 and file uni. Now see the difference in both. So it is JPEG, okay, image file, image data, GFIF standard resolution, DPI, density, segment length, and so on. Okay, even it contains source as well. Now you must have seen, like I assume most of you are having dish connection at home. So while you are watching some particular channel, you must have seen some number is displayed always in front. It is for protecting the copyright aspect. So if you are recording a video, okay, which is projected now on a television, and if you are uploading that on YouTube, they definitely know that it is from this device. Correct? So that's how, like that is added there, like file source in this case is added here. So like you may see there is difference between both. Okay, in terms of contents, depending upon how much data is added. Components 3, resolution is there, precision is added, baseline is added, segment length segment length is added. Only one new thing is this comment. देखो डेंसिटी है वहाँ पर, एस्पेक्ट रेशियो की जगह पर रिजोल्यूशन है ऊपर. So there is some bit small change in both the description. Otherwise they are same. So it can work with either of the file. So even like for example there is sample.txt here, correct? So if I go with file sample.txt. It tells you that it is Unicode text. Correct? So yes, your command should be able to read any type of file. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah, right.
yeah. So where does this magic number come from? Like, let's say,
Magic number is always in first group of bytes, and that's where your intelligence or your curiosity should start. You should be able to know, because when you talk about opening a file, okay, file, first part of file is always there, and then contents are there.
no, sir. What I'm asking is like,
Some number of bytes should be there in the file, starting bytes.
sir, like, let's say a C file has some magic number,
Huh?
but so when does this file is given a magic number? Like, who gives this file that this is a C file and this magic number?
Okay. Now let me tell you, there is nothing called C file. If you recall, like for example, let me show you this file 210601.c. So the type is ASCII text. It says it is C source. Correct? So this is only added by the programmer checking the contents of the file. So this C source can, because like if you recall, I yesterday showed you that, like I changed MAIN to MIA and then it said it is not C source. So first part is it sees the content, second part is it sees the extension or the magic number probably for the text file. So first set of bytes, some particular number of bytes, like first I assume first 20 bytes only, you should be able to get it. Okay? David?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Any other question? And I guarantee, like when you implement this code for even a single file, you will definitely speak very loudly Eureka, because this is really one best assignment that you can work with. Implementing your own command. Any question? Abhishek, Lalit, Anol?
Hello.
Yeah, Vishesh, anything that you want to ask?
Sir, yes, sir. If I am reading an image file, so sir, can we directly implement or we can directly read that image file by writing the code, or do we have to convert that file into binary file first?
That's what I said. You are not to convert any file. You should be able to read contents of the file directly, because there is a mode provided by the function while you try opening a file. That's why I said, let's try to dig out how to open a binary file. How to open a file in binary mode. Sorry, I should say binary mode, not a binary file.
Okay, sir.
You should understand how to open a file in binary mode. File will be same, it is not in binary. Rather, if you recall, like when I started discussing about our topic, I was asking a question about machine language, correct? So machine language is anything which can be read by the machine. But then if everything is binary, then why it cannot read that JPEG? Why the file type or file application is associated with that file? You must have seen that, no? Like every file type is associated with that application. Correct? JPEG, say for example, your image editors. आपने देखा होगा ना, ओपन विद आता है, राइट क्लिक करके एक दिखाता हूं मैं आपको. सपोज ऐसा कोई ऑप्शन है, तो यहाँ पर जब भी मैं ये करता हूँ ना, ओपन विद अदर एप्लीकेशन, ऐसे ऑप्शन आना ही चाहिए. करेक्ट? सो दिस ऑप्शन हेल्प्स यू रादर टू this option provides you the mechanism if you want to change the application which can open the file. And otherwise फिर हमारा वर्ड का डॉक्यूमेंट पहले, अगर आप वर्ड का डॉक्यूमेंट है docx, and if you try to open that in PowerPoint, it may not be opening because that application type doesn't know the type of the file. It only knows the specific file types. So it depends on, even like the code also is checking magic number. Am I permitted to? है कि नहीं? Every application knows what files it can open, what files it cannot. जैसे कि मैंने लिखा था कि लेस से फॉर एग्जांपल जैसे मैंने लिखा था यहाँ पर लेस ए डॉट आउट, तो उसको पता चल जाता है कि ये बाइनरी फाइल है. सो इट सेज ए डॉट आउट मे बी अ बाइनरी फाइल. डू यू स्टिल वांट टू सी? हमारा होता है ना डिसाइड क्या है. सो इफ समबडी सेज नो डोंट डू दिस, वी विल से नो नो आई वांट टू डू इट. दैट्स व्हाई यस. Okay, then it says, okay, see, I told you that don't open this file because you will not be able to understand anything. But as you are saying, yeah, that's why I'm displaying this content. That's how your bash response or your command shell responds. Correct? So these commands also might be knowing what is the type associated. Correct? So if say for example, if I write cat uni.jpg, so see how the image is displayed. It tried displaying, it tried reading the content, but it is like some characters which I cannot read, or even you cannot read. Like if you read it, I will give you one crore rupees now. It would be difficult because one can't read that character, whatever the character is displayed, because it is an encoded form. ASCII characters are there. Correct? आपका इंटर की आइडेंटिफाई कैसे होता है बाय द वे? आपने एंटर की दबाया, ये कैसे होगा? आपने कैपिटल एन दबाया, ये कैसे आइडेंटिफाई होगा? हाउ इट विल आइडेंटिफाई दिस?
ASCII code, and then it will be converted to
सिग्नल्स जाते हैं ना बीच में से कीबोर्ड से. राइट? सो लाइक इफ द सिग्नल्स आर गोइंग, द सिग्नल्स आर कन्वर्टेड टू नंबर्स, और दैट्स व्हाई ASCII नंबर्स आते हैं ना, ASCII कोड बोलते हैं हम उसको.
Yes sir, got
तो
it.
देखो कितना एनकोडिंग होता है ना अंदर when we talk about machine. Correct? So I hope you understood the assignment. Any other question? If there is any, you can ask.
Sir,
Huh.
so we have
Sanket.
to make a program or in a shell script.
No. You have to write a program in a language. You have not to copy file command.
Standalone program, na sir?
Standalone program to be written on Linux operating system.
Okay.
Of your choice. It could be Red Hat, Debian, Ubuntu, whatever. Even language is your choice.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, any other question? I hope you understood what I am expecting from you all.
Hello.
Yeah,
Sir, I don't have Linux installed on my laptop.
you need to, because
Yes
we will
sir.
converse everything. We have to cover up with respect to Linux. So maybe you can install VM and then install like on VM the OS if you don't want to have a dual boot.
So what is the last date of the assignment?
Like I gave 30, na? So it should take 1 or 2 days for you to install. So maybe like I have one link, now only I will forward you on WhatsApp how to make a machine dual boot. Fine. In one of the course, I added that. Okay, like I am taking course for some mathematics department students. So there they are also expected to rather work with dual boot machines. Okay, so check your group. I'm forwarding.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, systems too. Check. I added that link. How to create, how to add dual boot, or how to install dual boot, or how to make your system dual boot. Okay. So follow the process. So if you have any questions, you definitely can get in touch with your seniors too. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Do something. Rohit. Okay, so yeah.
Yes, sir. I just want to remind you about you were gonna share some videos yesterday.
Yeah. So like they are related to these commands only. Like I have added that only the thing we have like they are containing LLAP thing. So okay, I will add those videos. I do have them. So let me show you probably where they are. So SPPU. So this was old Moodle platform that we had, and there these are the videos. Like they are like introducing you the things. Like this is the same thing that we saw in yesterday's session. Okay, so I will add that. These are recorded videos in university campus. So they are talking about LLAP. Okay, but they are basically for these things only. Because that will be repetition if you at all take an elective next semester with me. Okay, so I will add this whole thing. Introduction to Unity is there completely. And so there will be 5, like each video is comprising nearly 10 to 12 minutes. So you will enjoy them like while you start working with. Okay, they are for the same topics. That I will add them today. Okay. Yeah, so you understood file now, correct? Okay, now I want your help. Now when I write ./.out and I press enter, okay, now I am not pressing enter. If I press enter, what happens there? With assumption this a.out is executable. What happens internally?
It loads that file and then it gets executed.
With assumption it is executable, correct?
Yeah.
With assumption that it is executable, yes. Now, what the file is containing? So let us see the code. What the file is containing? This thing. A file is containing a function name, a function printf, a string hello students. Now when I really generate assembly code for this, do I have any data element there? Any variable declared there? Have you seen any variable there in the file? No, correct? See one more time my code. Is there any variable declared by me? Yes or no?
No, sir.
No.
Like, do you think compiler will take its own decision to create its own internal variables? Let me tell you, it creates hundreds of internal variables depending upon the program. Let me show you first. Now what this program is containing, as I said, there is main function, there is printf function, there is this string. Hello students. Fine. Now if I see the code which is sorry, I did dash C, I should have done dash S. So if I write dash S and open that code now with the C, now see, there is something added as hello students and there is something called .lc0. This is local constant or you can say literal constant and its type is text. There is a function called main and it says its type is function. There is something called RO data, this is read only data. There is something called file, which is file name, which is also of type text and so on. Now, when we do talk about the program contains what things? It contains data, it contains executable statements, correct? Am I correct? What your program contains? Your program contains data, your program contains executable statements. Now, if I want to see like how many data elements are there in my executable, how do I know that? Correct. So there is a command called size. Note it down. size. So this size lets me know information about sections, different sections in my file. And even it gives me total size. So if I write ls-l a.out, what is the size of the file? 13764. Correct. Now, if I write size a dot out, what are contents of my file? So there are executable statements added in text. So this is section text section 1672 bytes. There is a data section where data elements are declared for the program. There are 304 bytes. There is BSS. So what is BSS? Note it down. Block starting with symbol. Okay. This data and BSS contains variables. Okay. Where data contains initialized variables and BSS contains all uninitialized variables. So your program is divided into different sections. So when we fired this readelf command, readelf -e then a dot out, and let me write now less. So you may see there are headers, correct, section headers. So you will see our sections there. For example, this data, BSS, text. Okay, and internally some sections are added by the language. Now those who did bachelor in computer science or probably bachelor in computer application who had system programming course in their bachelors, you must have seen that there was idea about translation. Compiler is what? Compiler takes source code in higher level language probably, converts to lower level language. Correct? In general, we do say this. Now, when we say that, ultimately, how many times a code should be revisited? Like when I said, when GNU compiler, GCC, GNU compiler connection, a compiler is compiled, nearly there are 84 plus passes through which your compiler goes to generate your executable. On front side, we do say only two passes, analysis and synthesis. Analysis considers syntax as well. Correct? So about which we will be definitely discussing later. But the program will be containing some separate sections too. Now, are they really useful? Say for example, yesterday, if you recall, while towards the end of the session, I was talking about size of the file. Correct? And then I executed the code. It was executing. Then what I did was, I cut down the file. Okay. So, can you recall how I cut down the contents? So, I used strip command. Correct? And I wrote this strip a dot out. And then again I wrote ls a dot out. The file size seems to be same in this case because nothing great happened there. Correct. Now let me add this. So let me add my code. So it is 220620m.c. So I am writing main. I am saying integer I equal to 10. I am declaring one global integer j equal to 20. Okay, I am using similar variable names the way that you use in general. Correct. Now, how many variables are there in my code? And what my code is doing? My code is not doing anything great. Correct. So, I am writing return 0. So as to avoid my warning. How many variables are declared in that code? Can somebody tell me?
2.
Which are they? Which are they? I and J. Right? What is main? What is main? Main is name of the function, correct? What is this I? Apart from its type, what is this I? Name of the function, correct? So what you call it as identifier, right? Okay. So let us go and compile this code. GCC 22-M32. Okay. Now let me display this size. Now remember this size, for error a dot out 2206 looks same, correct? Contents, the text is changed, data is same, BSS is same, and so on. So if I say strip a dot out, and if I go again with this, is there any change? No change, correct? Okay. Let me add one more thing. Emacs. Now remember this one. What is the BSS and text size? Oh, sorry, data and text BSS size 304 and 4. I have added integer k. Correct. Now 3 variables. Now let me again compile. Generate executable. Correct. And then size is out. What is the change? Is there any change?
BSS increases.
BSS.
Size that increased by how much? 4 bytes. Correct? Let us go even again in code. Now I took I, so let me write integer m, comma n, comma o, comma p. How many variables are added by me? 4. Correct? Now let me again compile. Now size should change. Is there any change in the code in terms of size? Actually my code got changed. Correct? I added multiple variables. But I can see that code is not reflected, or the information of my sections never got reflected. Okay, let me go back. Simply add this here. Now how many variables are there still? Same, correct? Whatever we had earlier. 4 plus 2, 6 plus 1, 7. Now see the change. So if I divide 24 by 4, what would be the number?
6.
Okay, let us see the code. How many variables are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6.
Why this is not taken there? This is a local variable, correct? And every local variable is stored in the stack, correct? Which is not shown outside. Outside world should not know what are my local variables. Outside world only knows what are my global variables. They all are global. This is local. Correct. So if I remove this 20 even from here. Okay. Let me go back. Compile. Has it made any difference? Because we always had this 4. Correct? Before we added any variable. Later when we added one variable we got 8. This was 304. So because I declared one global data with initialized one. When that initialization was removed, 304 became 300 and 24 became 28. So data contains all initialized values and BSS contains all uninitialized values. Am I right? To prove my statement, let me make again a change. So what we will do is, we will initialize all of them by say 0 and let us see what happens. You generally say, well, global variables are always given a value, initial value of 0. Am I right? Yes or no? No, see the code one more time. No, what I did was, I declared or I initialized all global variables with 0 value. Now see the change. Is there any change in the translation? After the translation, change in the size. Is there any change? No. 0 never matters. Okay, now let us make it to 1 0. 1 1 1 1 1 and 1. Now let us again compile and size. Now we got all those 6 variables here, 24. So every integer type is comprising 4 bytes. Correct? And by default that BSS was containing something. Earlier also we saw 4. Correct? When we kept adding variables, then we saw sudden change in the code. So one thing you have to note down is your program is divided into different sections. Major sections are text, data. Data is further divided into 2 parts, initialized and uninitialized. Initialized part goes to data section, uninitialized part goes to BSS. BSS is block starting with symbol. Understood? Yes? You can let me know if there is any further question or query.
Sir, why we compile program in 32-bit?
Okay. Now, most of the times, like whatever laptops generally, this is my experience, that's why. Okay. I have seen that some people or some students have a 32-bit machine. Okay, and some people have 64-bit machine. Now to have similarity, it is better always to come up with a 32-bit. If you write 64-bit, if you don't write that dash on 32. Okay, so code will be generated in 64-bit. And then like big changes there in while you compare two things, a 32-bit file and 64-bit file in terms of contents. Okay, let me show you that part. So for example, our code was this one. Correct. So if I see the size of the file, okay. Now I am writing dash o my exe dash m32. Okay, now let me write my exe. Can you see the change in the file size?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is 64-bit and this is 32-bit. So as like I am assuming that some of you are having some machines which are a bit old, like maybe 3-4 years back you purchased it, so it may contain a 32-bit even operating system probably. So that's why I prefer like to make it simple, to make your life simple, student point of view. So I am compiling that code always in 32-bit. Fine? Understood? Okay, so whatever I told today, those having Linux on their machines, try these ones. If you don't have, please check out this, try to read the information, at least try to install at the earliest Linux operating system on your laptop or desktop, right? Because it will be useful. So in tomorrow's session, we'll talk something more about internals of these file formats, okay, and few other things. Okay, so one question to you all before I end the session for today. Which is the first function gets executed when you execute an executable created with C compiler? Remember what I said. Don't answer this question right now. My question is, which is the first file from the executable, which is the first function from the executable gets executed when the executable file is created using C compiler. So specifically, for example, GCC. Even if it is Turbo C, then it is going to do the same thing. Understood the question? Try to find out answer to this question Okay, so we'll discuss about it in tomorrow's session. Okay. So thank you very much. So let me stop recording.
Hello.